acknowledge that we unfortunately are no longer working with our surrogate. Protect them. People will be nice to them.
Shouldn't be associated with me because I did porn.
The whole situation is obviously very heartbreaking.
This has been happening so much and I haven't been able to talk about it.
There's no story, unfortunately. I know you want the drama.
Shows like you don't care very much. And for us, like, this is our baby.
I can guarantee you most of the stuff that's coming out is lies.
It doesn't seem like it's important to you or that we can trust you.
If this shows up on your feed, I'm a first-time surrogate. My name is Patience Dominic, and I hope you follow along this beautiful journey.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, before we dive into today's topic, I do want to give a little disclaimer because the person that we are going to be talking about has their lawyer on speed dial. And I do want to reiterate that everything that we say here on this channel is going to be my opinions and my opinions only. During the synopsis of who this person is, the overall history of this person and the controversy that they bring to the internet can be searched for by yourself. You can type into, the internet, into Reddit, Channon Rose, Randy Wright, find the entire history of all that. So nothing that I say is going to be promoting any hate. We're not defaming anybody. There's no libel going on because we are not going to be talking poorly about anyone's character. We are only going to be discussing a brief synopsis of who this person is, just so that we can have some context to the story. And then we're going to jump into the drama that is the termination of her contract with her surrogate. Now that we've gotten that little disclaimer out of the way, let's just jump right into it. For those of you that don't know who Channon Rose is, she's a controversial YouTuber due to her past in the porn industry. She would make fetish videos that I don't think Sebastian, the crustacean, would appreciate. In fact, he'd probably run hiding. And if you know, you know. I won't be posting any images, but she did used to wear, in one of these videos, I think she wore a uniform, that was famous in Germany at one point for something negative, and we could no longer have a certain mustache style in popularity because of this person. If you catch my drift, you catch my drift. I mean, her past in porn, very controversial. She did a lot of fetishized videos that people did not like and brought back to light later on in life. To her defense, she did say that she was just acting in these videos and that if you are not a vegan, what is the difference between you chomping on these delicious crustaceans and animals and feasting on things that are non-vegan? You kill those animals for the purpose of pleasure with food and eating them. So what, in her mind, it was like, what is the difference between that and me ending this crustacean's journey of life for the pleasure of someone's eyeballs? So she became popular on YouTube due to her story time videos that were all usually centered around her past in porn, a lot of shocking stuff. I was a part of her community during that time. I really liked the story times that she had. And then I got really into her channel once she became a mom, or once she started her IVF journey to becoming a mom with Snow, because I was also pregnant during that time with my first baby girl, woo woo. So then I was looking into all sorts of mommy content. I was, watching all sorts of birth vlogs, all the journeys, all the things, because I was on the journey myself. So I was really interested in Shannon's channel for that. And also during that time, there wasn't a lot of people talking about the IVF process or even taking you on these doctor's appointments and journeys and trying to see everything that is involved. You just start with IUIs, that didn't take. So it's like the IVF process started and that was grueling, and retrieval and all the things, right? So it was really interesting to see that in, the YouTube format, in the YouTube world. And so I followed on that journey. And in fact, I still follow her to this day on Instagram, and I keep up with all the things. She is now a, homesteading, homeschooling mama who likes to frolic around in the woods and forage for berries and whatnots. Let me just make sure that this thing is on. Okay. All right, I had to make sure that the speaker was on. Can you hear me now? Good. Some of her content can be considered, very crunchy mama, very no red dye 40 in this household, very like, let's keep things, very to nature and all the things, right? So, it's still interesting to follow. I still follow for that purpose. And then also I knew that she was going to try to have baby number 3 through surrogacy due to her rough time trying to get pregnant with Storm. There was a lot of medical issues that took place with that pregnancy. I believe she had vasoprevia, which is like a vascular issue, very different than placenta previa, although she did have that also later on in her pregnancy. She was also diagnosed with that as well. So she had these complications. It led to her having to have a C-section, an emergency C-section with Storm. And either way, she just did not deem it safe for her body to go through yet another IVF pregnancy, thus starting her and Travis's journey to finding a surrogate. This was also a journey that I was curious to see because it's not really something that we have seen. I mean, the Kardashians kind of talked about it a little bit. Khloe touched on it about how, like, you know, different it was versus her other her other pregnancy. And, you know, it was just something that I was interested in looking into as well. So to my shock, when she came out saying that her surrogacy journey was going to be terminated due to a breach of contract, so my little ears, my spidey senses started tuning up. They started tuning in to like what is actually going on. We're gonna play the video of her right now coming out to that.
Acknowledge that we unfortunately are no longer working with our surrogate. Some things came up that intention that she's still reaching out to people.
I wonder who she's reaching out to.
As if she's
like,
still our surrogate and she's not, so I just wanted to publicly post.
Trying to get money out of
We're no longer working with her. The whole situation is obviously very heartbreaking. We put a lot of time and a lot of money.
I believe it was $100 grand that it was going to cost.
Whole journey. It was really like hard for our family to have to do this after all of this time and all the money.
And I believe the surrogate's cut is like 60 grand. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So you saw the little clip of her coming out saying that they were ending their contract. Now, the surrogate did later on come out and say like her side of the story. Let's put that like somewhere over here.
And I'm also sure you've seen some bad videos and just stuff getting brought out right now. I can guarantee you most of the stuff that's coming out is lies. You can edit any video however you want. I had access to these videos and I no longer do. So if I can get access back to these videos, I could post them unedited versions of our conversation if it's needed. But I also did not consent to them being posted. I said we could have a conversation and hash out whatever lies you believe about me that was told. Or that you just believe yourself. But I told her I'm an open book. I'm here. You can ask me whatever. And I did get like interrogated basically with tons of different questions and everything that was already cleared with medical staff saying, nope, there was nothing wrong with you.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, you were okay to breastfeed. So it's a lot to deal with. And I appreciate everybody's support, being there for me and like sending me things and all of that. It's great. It's just super overwhelming.
So for those of you that don't know, IVF itself costs a lot of money to do the whole egg retrieval and all the things, but then it costs even more. I think it's like $100,000 is what Shannon was saying on her channel that it costs to get the surrogate going. The surrogate's cut is about $60,000, so the 40 grand we could say is going towards the medical treatments, the doctors in the facility, and the company, which is your fertility advocate, that is kind of putting all of this together, like getting them, you know, under contract and all the things. So when that came to light, your fertility advocate, she did have some stories that are obviously like gone now because stories don't last longer than 24 hours, but she did have some stories of your fertility advocate reaching out to her to kind of say like, you're going to get your money back, don't worry, but like it's in escrow right now, which I don't know, I thought that was only for houses, but evidently there's like escrow involved with surrogacy as well. It's in escrow, it's being held in escrow, we cannot release the funds until blah, 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 all the things. And then Shannon was like, well, I'm not going to take down my videos that are painting you guys in a bad light until I get my money back because you guys are holding it ransom now, all the things. And basically your fertility advocate person was also responding saying like, you're now harassing me. I already told you you're going to get your money back. Please take down those videos. Like, there's no need to cause all this drama and bring up all this attention and all the things. And Channon once again responded saying, I already told you I will delete the videos once you release the funds. And like I said, she threw around the harassment word again, for your fertility journey people, saying like, this is borderline harassment now, like, just like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, I'm not going to respond to anything anymore because you're not listening. So long story short, an updated version on Shannon's Instagram came out saying that they did release the funds after all. So she still didn't take down this conversation video that she had with patients though, which I thought was really interesting because she's still planning to like bring to light, to surface all the things that happened with this surrogate. So let's look at that video real quick just to see exactly what she said the allegations are.
And I also said that I didn't have it at the same time for a couple days and then the 2 days that I was gone for that birth. But other than that, yes, I took it. And
there's just multiple things that have happened that have gone on that between like, you know, I thought we had agreed that like you were going to stop nursing. You said, yeah, that's no problem at all. So I was upset that I had seen, you know, since May that you still were nursing because it was just something that we had agreed that you wouldn't do. It just feels like to us that you're not really taking it very seriously. And if you forgot your medication for one thing because you were busy and then you forgot your medication for another thing, like to me, it just shows like you don't care very much. And for us, like this is our baby. Like
I know it is
to us, and it doesn't seem like it's important to you or that we can trust you.
Okay, so just to pause this real quick because I do want to touch on this. Patience did mention in her other video that she had consulted a doctor and that the nursing thing was not a problem. But if it was something that you contractually agreed to with Channon about stopping your nursing journey, why is everything always a journey? I'm not sure why. Everything is always a journey to me. Am I on a journey? I'm on a journey, girl. We're on a journey. But listen, if you told somebody in contract that you're going to be carrying their baby and that it's no problem to stop nursing or breastfeeding because that's not in their wishes, then that's something that should have been followed through. And listen, granted, she's not pregnant yet. The embryo has not been transferred yet to where this would actually matter. But what if like prepping your body, even like those hormone dips are real, girl. When you stop nursing, you have some crazy hormone dips. Like this is not my real hair. I have a halo on right now because I am bald. When I stopped nursing, I lost all of my freaking hair. Okay, I have like 3 hairs left. These are the 3. Everything else is fake. Okay, it's bad. Okay. So there are some actual crazy physical hormonal changes that happened during that time. And if you're already someone that's paranoid of whether this embryo transfer is going to take or not, you don't really want to chance it by transferring your embryo into a body that is going to be going through some drastic hormonal changes because that can cause, a miscarriage, perhaps, or whatever. I know when I got pregnant with my second, it was a surprise, so I was still nursing or pumping for my first daughter, who was only 15 months at the time, and I remember asking my OB if I can continue pumping or breastfeeding or whatever, and she was like, well, it kind of puts your body into more stress, and you really want all those nutrients going to the new baby, so like you should probably stop. She didn't support it. She didn't support me going forward with continuing to nurse while I was pregnant. So I stopped, but obviously there's a lot of people that do tandem nursing. I know personally some folks in my circle that have done tandem nursing, and everything was fine and whatnot, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that Channon and Patience had both agreed that this was something that Channon wasn't comfortable with, and Patience didn't have an issue stopping. So there was a lot of jump cuts here. This is what a lot of people of the internet are also bringing to light, is that there's a lot of jump cuts from when Patience said, I didn't take it for a couple of days, and then another jump cut. So Patience said and also your fertility advocate both stated that there was one birth control pill that she missed. It was one day. And patients also mentioned that she no longer has access to the full non-cut videos to show the proof that it was edited out of context to make it look like it was multiple birth control pills that were missing. Now, funnily enough, and this is just a fun little conspiracy going on out there. There is this person that is commenting on those Instagram posts under patients' video. Her name is like Mary Jane Zero or whatever, but like people are speculating that it might be Channon because look at what she's saying. It's like she's playing, she's only following one person. Or only one person is following her and 0 people are following this person, and it's a private page. So if you go to the Instagram, it looks like this. It's a little sus, right? But then if you look at the comments that she's saying. Okay, so the first comment we're going to talk about is right here, and it says, will not answer you because, or, you know, at a touch of patient's birth will not answer you because she refuses to accept any of the blame due to her immaturity. And then a bunch of people responded to that, and she says, you're a good brother, and I admire you for defending her, but if it is true that she did not take the birth control as directed, even one time, it shows lack of commitment on patient's part. That is not an opinion, that is a fact. And instead of taking ownership of that, she posted that the doctor's email reflected to deflect any of wrongdoing. Okay, so then there's another comment. This is funny. I find it pretty odd that you think me being completely objective is villainizing patients. If you refer to my previous comments, you see that I said Channon is unhinged for suggesting patients to move in with them. Two wrongs don't make a right. Here's another one. She's responding to somebody else saying, I don't know if you saw this, but a touch of patients or whatever, patients made another video but did not bother to answer your questions because she knows that she contradicts herself. This just validates the aforementioned. What does aforementioned mean? Let's find that out together because like to me that's like legal jargon. Aforementioned.
Aforementioned issues is just the judge.
Okay, so like it's very like legal jargony stuff, right? Like it's like, to me it sounds like legal jargon. But it's just funny because what person do you know has an Instagram page that is only following one person and then has one follower, is following 0, but is this intensely like invested with this Channon Rose surrogacy drama? Like I don't know a single person, like unless like you like that's your thing, you go on Instagram, you follow the dramas with all sorts of things and like people whatever, and like that's fine. But you're a private page, you have one follower, you have 0 followers, and you're this invested into this storyline that's like a very side storyline, by the way, guys. It's not like it's like a main thing, but anyway, I just thought that was funny. There's all sorts, if you go down on this video, you will see that there's all sorts of comments from this Mary Jane person that are very invested into this tea. So it's just funny because it's like, Channon, is that you? I don't know. Is this someone related to Channon that's, you know, also kicking back the tea? Is this Travis? Like, you know, all of the alleged, of course, because we're just throwing out, like I said, little fun theories out there. Obviously, this is clearly Mary Jane Zero, and this is just some person on the internet that just happens to be really involved with this Channon tea.
And just stuff getting brought out right now. I can guarantee you most of the stuff that's coming out is lies. You can edit any video however you want. I had access to these videos and I no longer do. So if I can get access back to these videos, I could post them unedited versions of our conversation if it's needed. But I also...
See, she said she didn't even consent to them being posted, and that if she can get her hands on like the original video that she would, but it posted out there for everyone to see. So that shows to me like you're an open book, you know.
And did not consent to them being posted. I said we can have a conversation.
And then someone on Shannon's page did mention, if I find the comment, I'll put it right here, but they were like, if you had the entire conversation, it was unedited, why can't you just post the whole thing on here so that we could see without the jump cuts? And she was like, the video's over 2 hours long. Okay, so like the conversation was over 2 hours long. Post it. That's got to be great for engagement, right? Because if you have a 2-hour-long video, someone has to sit there and watch it for 2 hours. Those are watch hours, baby. On YouTube, that's gold. So it's like, post the dang thing. Let somebody see it from start to finish to not see those jump cuts if you really have nothing to lose, right? Allegedly. I don't know why I keep saying allegedly like I'm blessing myself, like as if that's gonna protect against anything. But that's just an opinion, right? It's an opinion that if you have nothing to hide, post the darn video. I don't care if it's 2 hours long. Whoever is invested in the storyline and wants to see it without the jump cuts will watch. So anyway, I just want to know, you guys, like, if you think that there was wrongdoing here on Patience's side, or if you think that it's something that, you know, Channon might have been blowing out of proportion or just dramatizing to get the views, because let's face it, like, she went from getting like hundreds of thousands of views per video to getting, on her very last video, like, it was like a podcast. You can't even call it a podcast, because it was more like it was just like a video call with Mickey Avalon, and it did not great views. I think it got like 1.4K views. She even had people drive all the way from like Idaho to come to her house in Tennessee to like film this podcast, and it was like, you didn't even break 2,000 views. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, nobody's watching. So it's no mystery that she is hurting for the views and might have wanted to stir this drama up just a little bit, just to get some engagement. I mean, after all, it is her full-time job, so that's just speculation there. But like always, guys, I presented to you a story of the internet, and now it is your turn. You are in the driver's seat. It is your turn, baby. Let's hit that like button. Let's subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more stories of the internet, and so that we can have a little discussion in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys as to who's in the right, who's in the wrong. What do you think about this whole situation? What sounds sketchy to you? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and continue to make it happen, baby. See you next time.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you